Welcome, nature detectives. I'm Conrad Baker. I'm an outdoor educator with the New York State Office of Parks, Recreation, and Historic Preservation at Letchworth State Park, and today I have a nature mystery for you. I'm joined today by this young, beautiful tree. A lot of us would look at this tree and think, oh, this is a regular old pine tree. I've seen one of these before. But this is a very tricky plant, and using our nature tools, we can figure out what kind of tree it really is and how it helps us every single day. We'll need two nature tools today, our eyes and our fingers. The first nature clue that jumped right out at me about this tree were its leaves. Looking closely at the branches, we see these tiny little bristly spines sticking off. None of those spines are even longer than the end of my pinky finger. They're all really short, and they're sticking off of the branches really close together. They're growing very densely on the tree. This has all kinds of tiny spiny leaves and needles that are growing very close together. That's a huge nature clue. Our second nature clue, if we are getting really up close and personal with this tree and bumping my arm against it, I can feel that they're really pretty spiny, especially if I pet them backwards. Yeah, that kind of hurts my hand a little bit because they're so pointy, almost like cactus spines or porcupine quills. They're really pretty sharp. Third nature clue. If we look at the shape of the tree in general, there's one we can see really easily behind me. It's shaped like a triangle or a cone, a great big tall, if this tree was a little bit older, it would be a great big tall, perfect cone, round on the bottom and pointy on the top, like a witch's hat. Let's put all our nature clues together. This is a very distinctly, clearly triangular tree with pointy, bristly, sharp needles, and none of those needles are much longer than the end of my pinky finger. This must be a spruce tree. Now, spruce trees are closely related to pine trees, but there are some big differences. Pine trees have needles that look more like this. Pine tree needles are really soft. Even if I put my hand right up against them, they bend and are really flexible, much more flexible than spruce needles. Even if I bunch them up together and put my palm directly on them, they bend really easily. Pine needles are always going to be much bendier than spruce needles. The other thing that I noticed right away is that the pine needles are much longer than my entire pinky finger. They're huge and long compared to spruce needles. When they're adults, pine trees have very soft wood that tends to keep pretty well. This wood can be found pretty cheaply in lumber stores and is used all the time in construction projects for building houses and sheds and barns and garages and all kinds of buildings that we humans love to use. Spruce wood is a little bit harder and a little bit more expensive to find. You find spruce wood used by humans in more artistic projects. You might even see some high-end furniture made from spruce wood. Or if you're really lucky, you might someday find a musical instrument made with spruce wood, a violin or a cello or a guitar made from spruce wood. Spruce wood is a beautiful wood to make musical instruments because it has a wonderful resonance to it. Thank you so much for joining me for today's nature mystery. If you have any questions about spruce trees or other trees that grow in New York State, please don't hesitate to put a comment in the comments section below the video. Share this video with your friends to put their nature detective skills to the test. And don't hesitate to join us for our first ever virtual field trips, the links to which are in the comment section below the video.